about time that we address the problem of the nuclear industry, and could there be any alternatives? Is there possibly a way that existing facilities can be converted or modified to safer use, similar interchangeable technologies, new technologies? It's been brought to my attention recently, something totally new for myself, so I have to pump up my learning curve. It's called THORium, and it does seem to be relatively new. I did some searches and find out that a lot of it's come out in the last half a year, so that's in 2013. And in 2012, there really wasn't that much being spoken about it or debated. But the channel that brought it to my attention seems to be totally pro-thorium and is only saying good things about it. So I just scratched the surface. I went to the channel that they recommended, or the website, and it's called the WeinbergFoundation.org. Now, there was a lot of other sites, but that was the first one that I've started with, and of course a lot of YouTube videos. You could have guessed that. So I'm taking everything with a grain of salt, pardon the pun, because thorium is some type of salt, and apparently it has some connection to fluoride, and also people talk about it in conjunction with sodium. I am not qualified to speak about it yet. Knowing me with my dependence on intellectual awareness, I feel kind of small and meek right now, but I'm telling you it's because this stuff is totally new, and I'll get up to speed and I'll let you know. I'm of course leaning towards the area of no, not accepting it, because I've seen that these technologies are often pushed at their inception with a whole intertwining of lies. And if you can't sort through the lies, you just give up and say, okay, the experts have promised us, it's okay. But I'm going to do the hard work, folks, and right now I see a lot of doubtful information coming out, or I should say doubtful problems, doubts that are overshadowing the big promotion of thorium. And by that I mean people with some more technical understanding are explaining it that it's not that clean. There is waste, just like with uranium use, uranium, plutonium in the present nuclear industry. Spent fuel rods, how to storage them, for thousands of years, how to contain it when they're being used so there's no leakage. So all these are problems, all these things are being covered up, and they're contaminating large areas of the planet. And now Fukushima is probably their swan song, if you want to look at it that way. So should we go toward thorium? Is this like some more evil trickery? Like I said, I'm leaning in that direction, because how can they say, I've seen some graphs and some figures, stats that they're throwing out there that shows, oh, we know you're against uranium, and of course you should be, because it only works at 1% efficiency. That really sucks if you know about science. It's not even worth it to try to gain energy out of that. You're wasting all of your time. It's like there was a famous guy about 100 years ago that said how to build a better mousetrap. And it was totally ridiculous, because here's the mousetrap, put a little bit of effort into it to get rid of the vermin, and 50-50 or better, you'll get rid of them. Why bother to go through this whole process and create this whole thing? Remember the board game Mousetrap? Well, anyhow, he's the origin of it. You do this whole design like bigger than the house, you know, to catch the mouse, and it could be more efficient, but actually it's not going to be. So that's the perfect analogy to you know, crazy, ridiculous science. Um, this is the comparison they're making. If the uranium is only at 1% efficiency, totally a poor mousetrap, they want to promote the thorium as 99% efficient and only 1% inefficient, or 1% loss of energy. I've seen this graph. That's ridiculous. There's no possible way that you have this like inverse comparison that we're suddenly going to have something that's 99 times better than using uranium in these facilities, or new facilities that they want to build. Thorium is being promoted. They apparently have some experimental site over in Norway. Thor, as you know, is the god of war. In the element chart, the thorium was named after that figure. And I guess the Norwegians, the Scandinavians, with all their mythology, must be pushing this because it sounds good for them. What kind of assault is it? I'm not sure. If I happen to get convinced of all this, that would be wonderful. But you know something? I'm totally doubtful. I'm just scratching the surface, and now it just seems like another evil trickery, like I said, another industrial scam, and another thing that we're going to be suffering from and paying for with our lives, and our children's lives, and our grandchildren's lives, and all the creatures on the planet's lives. The whole life of the planet, in fact, the biosphere, is going to be jeopardized. I believe this. I believe this. So let's go back to facing the incredible, almost impossible challenge of cleaning up the mess of this nuclear industry and the military-industrial complex that's based on the nuclear threat of war. Let's face that, instead of trying to, you know, oh, you know, we'll just convert over. See, it's so wonderful and easy. BS. I've said before that we're going to have to buckle down. Let's get down to brass tacks, because we are going to suffer. No more electric use like it's been. No more. You know, in fact, I would recommend everybody get back to basics, go back to the land, and try to live for a day without electricity. I bet you that none of you have done this. But surprise me, you know? I will be pleasantly surprised. And how can I issue that challenge? Because I've done it before. I've done it many times, and many times over. Continuous days. I've even done it for months. If you want to see a documentary, maybe I can put one together. Maybe it will be live. Maybe it will be like some kind of 24/7 pay-per-view cable network. And then people will start to understand the proof in the pudding. You've got to be it if you're going to stand up to the plate. So no more free ride with the electricity, folks. We're going into changing times, and thorium is not the magical solution to everything. But as I said, I'm going to really dig into it deep. And if any of you want to debate, if that other channel, I left it anonymous, but if you want to come back and debate, that's fine. Maybe you can convince me and everybody else. Wouldn't that be something?